Hi guys, I'm doing this video. In this video I will be talking about which sports entertainer or pro wrestler, in my own personal opinion, so which sports entertainer or pro wrestler, in my own personal opinion, which one has the best physique of all time? And in this video I will just be talking about male pro wrestlers, men pro wrestlers, or sports entertainers. In my opinion, Vader, or Big Van Vader, has the best physique of any pro wrestler. The greatest physique of any pro wrestler of all time. And I would go, in specific, I would say 1996 World Wrestling Federation Vader has the best physique, in my opinion, of any pro wrestler of all time. And this goes to my own personal opinion on an aesthetically appealing physique. So when when Vader first came to the World Wrestling Federation, it was in early 1996. I believe he debuted in ring either at the 1996 Royal Rumble or just before the 1996 Royal Rumble, so sometime in January of 1996. At that time, I believe he stood about 6'5" tall, and he weighed about 460 pounds. So he was at his physical peak at 6'5" tall and 460 pounds. When he first came into the World Wrestling Federation, his manager was Jim Cornette. Aesthetically, I think that Vader, he's tall. He's a tall guy at 6'5", but his body type, he had the right. He kind of had like the right balance of, in a way, to put it simply, in my opinion, fat and muscle. I've never been a fan aesthetically of lean or bodybuilding physiques like aesthetically. So guys like the Ultimate Warrior, the late great Ultimate Warrior, the late great Ravishing Rick Rude, Triple H, when Triple H was very, very ripped, the late great Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, the late great Davey Boy Smith, of course, the British Bulldog. Other guys would have, Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, when he was in his peak in the 80s. I've never been a fan of that really ripped look, that big muscular bodybuilder look. Hulk Hogan, even though he really didn't have a bodybuilder type physique, he would be another guy. Like a mid to late 1980s era Jimmy Superfly Snuka. I didn't like that type of physique. Or Hercules Hernandez, the late great Hercules Hernandez. I wasn't a fan of that type of physique. Or something smaller, a physique that's smaller and leaner, with more definition, like a World Wrestling Federation Lex Luger, circa 1992 to 1995. I was not really a fan of that type of physique. I've always been a fan of the chubbier guys in sports entertainment. Guys like Vader, who is my personal favorite. Yokozuna. Even though he had a very brief WWE run, Mantar. The late great Bastion Booger. Mike Shaw. Kamala, the Ugandan giant Kamala. Kamala, please pray for Kamala. I believe he had diabetes and some other physical illnesses, and he lost his legs, and he had his legs surgically removed. Kamala is one of the all-time great big men in pro wrestling or sports entertainment. Please pray for Kamala. He doesn't have any legs anymore. And I personally believe that Kamala should be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Another guy would be One Man Gang, or as he was known under his other controversial gimmick, Akeem, the African Dream. He had a good physique. The late great Bam Bigelow had a good physique, although in some accounts of other currently living sports entertainers or pro wrestling legends, Bam Bigelow was not a very nice guy, according to some. Another guy whose physique I thought was great, a top physique, would be King Kong Bundy. King Kong Bundy had a great physique. Of course, there's the late great Haystacks Calhoun. All of these guys, there's so many I could name. The late great John Tenta. John Tenta, my fellow Canadian. The late great John Tenta, otherwise known as Earthquake, or the Great Canadian Earthquake, or Canadian Earthquake, or the Shark. I think he was in the Attitude Era stable, the Human Oddities, or the Oddities, for a while. John Tenta, Earthquake, had a great physique. But my personal favorite would be Vader, Big Van Vader. Leon White is his real name. Former NFL player. He played for a short while in the NFL, and then he made his way into sports entertainment. And he had, in my opinion, he's tall, but a little too tall for what I would say is aesthetically pleasing. But he had the perfect blend of fat and muscle. He was a great athlete, capable of, some awe-inspiring aerial moves, like a moonsault from the top rope. I think he called his top rope moonsault a Vader salt. So a guy who was 6'5" and 460 pounds in his prime, super athletic, former NFL player. I think he had the best physique in sports entertainment of all time. And lastly, I will say that I do think Big Van Vader, or Vader, should be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. I think it's long overdue. Same thing goes for Kamala, or even Earthquake, or the One Man Gang / Akeem, or Bam Bigelow, but especially Vader. I know the Big Boss Man, who is another very tall guy, maybe 6'7". He was inducted a few years ago into the WWE Hall of Fame. I think Big Van Vader deserves that honor as well. Vader, his health, I'm a big fan of him. I follow him mostly on YouTube, in shoot videos, as you call them, or just regular interviews on YouTube. he has a heart disease or some heart illness, cardiovascular illness, I believe. So please pray for Leon White, Big Van Vader. One doctor, one cardiologist, I believe, said he only had 2 years to live, and this was in late 2016. But he's seen several other cardiologists, and they have a more positive view of his health condition. He has said that he would like, if possible, even to die in a wrestling ring in the squared circle. And you know, he's a legend. What can I say? He's deserving of the WWE Hall of Fame honor. He had the perfect blend of fat and muscle, in my opinion. The best looking aesthetic physique of any pro wrestler, of course, that's my opinion. And in specific, in his first year in the WWF, the World Wrestling Federation, in 1996, that's when he was at his physical peak or prime. Now, guys, please pray for Vader. I'm sure he'll live longer than what that one doctor diagnosed. I think if Diamond Dallas Page, WWE Hall of Famer Diamond Dallas Page, is working with Vader on a exercise regimen with DDP yoga and with a diet plan, and I hope Vader can live for decades to come. So yeah, Big Van Vader's the man, and he should go into the WWE Hall of Fame. He's the greatest big man, in my opinion, of all time in sports entertainment. Right up there with Andre the Giant. You know, he had remarkable athleticism, devastating strength. Had he been born 30 years later, had he been born in 1985 instead of 1955, he could have been a top heavyweight mixed martial artist like Mark Hunt or Roy Nelson, had he lost some weight. But he could have also been a top NFL player, currently playing in the NFL as well, had he been born in 1985 instead of 1955. So, guys, don't forget one of the great sports entertainment legends, one of the great WWE legends, one of the great WCW legends, one of the great NWA legends, Big Van Vader. Pray for him, for Vader. He has the best physique, in my opinion, of all time in sports entertainment. And also, guys, I know I'm still using this very crummy internal camera built into my laptop. I've been looking at certain cameras to buy to make YouTube videos, and they're not cheap. You know, you have to pay to play, if you will, for a more expensive camera for YouTube videos. So I'm doing my research, and I'm sure I'll find something adequate to make YouTube videos with that won't really break the bank, if you will. So, thanks, guys.